Yeah, and he's not Scott Steiner, so he has more than like a 33 and a third chance of winning.
I mean, he is a fat fuck. Like,
Hey,
that's still true. Steiner, what Steiner says goes, man.
how dare you?
Steiner hasn't called you a fat fuck, so you're not a fat fuck.
I mean, I am a fat fuck.
That's true. To both of us. That was the worst. I was trying to say that to what Josh said, and you just chimed in. Although I did enjoy what Roman Reigns said today to a Twitter fan.
I don't hate that guy Roman at all.
Did you see that, Chris?
I did not. Hit me up.
So somebody tweeted at him and they said something along the lines of you're only where you are because of your family, and he just replied with, oh, or pretty much just with fuck you, like I put in work just as much as everyone else. I work 5 days a week at this shit, and then just hashtagged it stupid marks.
Nice.
Can that be his new character?
That would be the good Roman. Like, I would mark out for that.
I would love.
We'll call him
Roman
Starks.
Reigns to just talk shit to Smarks all the time.
Yeah.
So, about what happened at the end of SmackDown tonight.
Oh,
was that?
Shinsuke is not winning this weekend now.
Yeah.
I just confirmed it.
We know that Shinsuke will not be winning Money in the Bank. Because
If he
Shinsuke
does win, I will be 100% shocked because, if you're that unlucky person who holds the briefcase up at the end of the blow-off show,
You're not leaving with it.
Nope,
yeah,
never.
which is what Shinsuke ended up doing tonight.
Did we accidentally start the show?
We did.
What?
We didn't
We always
accidentally.
Do you know how many times the show just randomly starts for no reason?
Have you actually
Well, hey,
listened
guys.
to what I produce on the internet? Like, have you listened to any of the
I
stuff
do.
that I've posted?
I do. All right, guys. Hey, 7 minutes into the show. I'm guessing 7 minutes. I'm just making this up because I don't have a real clock ahead of me as to where we began. But welcome to the Average Guys podcast, or Pro Wrestling Podcast. You've been here for a few minutes. This is Josh with Zach and Chris.
What up, bitches?
I mean, whoa.
All right.
So, impromptu start aside. Did you guys want to keep talking about Money in the Balls this weekend?
Yeah, we should definitely talk about that.
I think we need to come up with a stable name for that pay-per-view. Is it either Money in the Balls or is it Balls in the Bank?
Money in the balls.
Money in the Balls.
Sometimes it's balls in the balls.
Okay, wow.
I just typed it into my phone to get the match card, and I typed in Money in the Balls. Think about it, and it brought up nothing.
Oh my god.
Well, it did. It's just nothing that's safe for work.
That I want to see. I didn't click on any links.
Kids, don't Google search Money in the Balls.
It won't bring up anything.
Also, kids, if you're listening to this, stop.
Just
If you do, please use the words we use in proper context.
Yeah. Well, whoa, what? Is there
Like-
a proper context? I can't tell.
Yeah, no. If you're gonna say, fuck, use fuck properly. Don't just throw it out there to pepper your senses. Don't be
use
that
it like
fucking
SpongeBob.
guy.
Don't be SpongeBob.
Yeah, act like you said it before.
So, first thing I want to talk about with Money in the Balls is the poster. Because the poster features the New Day on the yellow brick road to the Emerald City. And that, I think, is going to go over so many people's heads, like that reference.
Yeah. Why does Kofi and Big E always look like they're celebrating the 420th day of their never-ending tag team title reign?
I mean, that's because they
See,
always
that-
are.
That's a real thing. Like last year, in the middle of that title reign they had that was record breaking, the 420th day of that title reign, weirdly enough, fell on a day where they had a show in Denver.
Yep, I was at that show.
Yeah. So the Raw in Denver last year was the 420th day of the New Day title reign, which is beautiful. And you know that they talked about it online.
Oh yeah.
Like you can look and there's like an Instagram post where like they're celebrating the fact that they're in Denver for that day.
Right.
Well, like, you got to imagine that, like, so we did the math, Vince. And the 420th day of our title reign is in
on
Denver.
Monday Night Raw.
In Denver. Now, I don't know what your policy is, but we getting fucked up that day.
Well, boys, as long as you don't look high on TV and you don't say anything about getting high on TV, you can do whatever you want. You can talk about it on social networking. Just don't do it in front of the kids. I'm sure Rob Van Dam knows how to find a dealer for you.
Just get in contact with Rob. Here's his number. I keep in touch.
But anyway, for those of you who don't know the reference, when The Wizard of Oz was written, it was kind of written as an allegory for switching to the gold standard of currency. So, of course, the Yellow Brick Road was the golden road to green money. And so that's what they're doing with Money in the Bank, which is kind of a... It's going to go over the head of a lot of wrestling fans.
I mean,
I like the unicorn.
I have a history degree sitting on my wall, and I don't even know that.
Oh, well,
I didn't
hey,
know that either.
I got you guys.
Chris knows a thing that no one else knows.
The great literary major.
You guys want to talk about the matches that are happening there? I'm looking at the Wikipedia page for Money in the Balls.
I was thinking we should talk about... Hang on.
Aren't there yet.
I was thinking what we should do first is we should talk about Raw and SmackDown for the week.
Ooh, yeah.
Since those did already happen, and then go to that, and then I want a very special thing to finish off that we haven't talked about recently to finish out the night.
Is it me?
So let's... I wish. But we're going to start off... I say we start off with Raw. Intro was fucking-tastic.
Who is that guy with the fruit roll-up around his waist?
I think it might have been an escaped gorilla from the zoo. I don't know how he received a WWE title. I haven't seen it before. I remember something about Kevin Owens holding something similar, but...
Is that wrestler like a new guy? I haven't seen him.
I don't think it's a wrestler. I think it's I think it's an escaped gorilla that was shaved by Paul Heyman.
No, guys,
I mean, it's got to be a big deal if Heyman's hanging out with him. So,
I just love the picture that Zach posted on our Facebook wall. By the way, that's at facebook.com/averageguys.
And ring.
It's shut up, Josh. You would do the same thing. And it's just a blurry photo of Brock Lesnar on the entrance ramp.
Yeah, I screen capped that and then intentionally blurred it as much as I could get it to where it's still like semi-recognizable.
I just imagine and there's the elusive Brock Lesnar.
Right.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
So trash talking the man who never works aside, or that guy aside. It was a solid segment, and it made me excited for that match. Oh man.
Yeah,
Joe always has been. He's been a threat, and my hope is, and I know they don't have the tater tots to do it.
Yeah,
I mean, is to have Joe just choke Brock Lesnar the fuck out. I mean, Brock still looks strong if that happens.
Yeah, the current dirt sheets are all saying that unless there's a huge change of heart, it's definitely still gonna go to Brock, which kind of upsets me. I think Joe would be a fantastic champion. He's got a really solid heel heat. His heel character is amazing. So
he's been a champion everywhere else. I mean,
yeah,
he made NXT survive the loss of Kevin Owens and Finn Balor.
Somebody said he was the first 2-time NXT champion. Is that actually true?
Yes. So he had lost, or he had that match with Finn Balor where he won it, then lost to Nakamura at the Brooklyn Takeover last year, and then a couple months later he beat Nakamura on the night before people thought he was going to get called up, which I think they're in like San Antonio. It was right before Survivor Series last year.
Yeah.
And they put it back on Nakamura at a house show. Or no, it was a house show he lost it.
No, he beat him at a house show in Japan.
Yeah.
In Japan.
No, but there's a house show defeat for it as well. I think it was, I don't know. Joe had a pretty weird run with that title. It was really strong, and it's been over a year ago, which is crazy to think about.
Right. Oh, close to a year at this point. So then we have Elias Sampson come out, again sing a song about how everyone in this town is a poopy head or whatever. I generally don't pay attention to the things Elias Sampson is saying.
So did Dean
calls
Ambrose
out Dean Ambrose, and Dean Ambrose ends up losing the match due to a distraction by The Miz, of course, because they're still continuing this feud.
Well, he came to play.
Well, I mean, it's because nobody has anything better to do, apparently. I mean, you have all that talent on Raw, but we only want to see a couple of those matches there. We don't want to see something enjoyable like, Bray Wyatt against The Miz or...
Ooh.
Dude, the promos... Like,
if that was a pay-per-view match, the promos for that match would just be, I would die. I would die because of the massive erection I would have.
But I think we're getting Dean Ambrose, The Miz, 97, which
unfortunately we're gonna have that again.
Interestingly enough, it's 2017, and as of Great Balls of Fire, The Miz and Dean Ambrose have gone at it 2017 times.
Oh man, I was only like a couple thousand off. Not a big deal.
Yeah. So yeah, again, just kind of a whatever. Then we have a backstage segment with Cedric Alexander goes up to Noam Dar, tells them that I'm done dealing with you. Like after tonight, we're done. Noam Dar is FaceTiming Alicia Fox.
Oh God.
So
Alicia Fox?
Yeah. And then Cedric and Noam come out for a match. Cedric comes out first, and then Noam is coming out, still FaceTiming. Alicia's like, no, don't hang up on me. Like, just put the phone down, let me watch.
No one hangs up on me.
Yeah, no one hangs up on her. Then Cedric Alexander catches Noam with a lumbar check, and 1, 2, 3 match is over.
Well, that was fast.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's still the Alicia Fox champion, so...
Well, it's also Monday Night Raw. And Monday Night Raw
slightly above Cedric Alexander right now still.
Well, Monday Night Raw is a very awful place for cruiserweights. It just is.
Keep hoping they move it over to SmackDown, but I just think it should be its own thing.
Well,
you could put the shows on both of them, or you could put a match on both of them, but...
You can merge 205 Live and Raw right now, right? You can merge them right now, and your first hour of Raw is 205 Live.
You have 205 2 hours? That sounds great.
Oh, yeah, either that or, that. Either one. That's fine.
Yeah. So after that, we have another Apollo Crews Callisto match. Again, with the Titus brand.
Ugh.
Yeah. Interesting thing that does happen with this, though, is Titus is apparently very interested in Akira Tozawa, as I am as well.
I mean, aren't we all?
If you haven't seen the selfie that they took, it is one of the greatest things I've ever seen because, A, Akira Tozawa looks like he's completely out of place and just completely confused. But, 2, if you really look at it, it almost looks like Tozawa is photoshopped into the photo.
Oh my god, I have to see this.
I mean, they did a segment this week the last week on 205. So,
yeah.
As of recording this, I have not watched the episode of 205 for what is today, the 13th. Mm-hmm. But on the June 6th episode, they did a segment together. So they have been building up the Titus brand, extending into him, which I actually think is a great move for Titus O'Neil. It's finally giving a very subpar wrestler something to do.
Yeah.
Something good to do. Something believable. Something fun.
There you go,
Totally,
Chris.
it's a fun thing to watch, and at least he's not in Darren Young's situation where like before Darren Young got hurt, Darren Young was fine.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, I wonder if the Titus brand sponsors streamers.
They could be.
Hey, Titus.
You gotta be good at taking selfies, though, Chris. Are you good at taking selfies?
Oh, fuck yeah, I am.
My selfie game's pretty strong.
But yeah, did you just see the photo? I sent it to our Facebook chat, and tell me that Tozawa does not look photoshopped into that photo.
I mean, I'll tell you, but it's not going to be true.
He looks poorly photoshopped, not even just like photoshopped.
What the fuck?
What kind of third-rate hack did that Photoshop job? I mean, it's pretty average work. I think he has a job with us if he gets fired from that Photoshop gig.
Wait.
Right?
Do you think Josie did that?
Yes.
Oh, that explains it.
That's where he is tonight. Off with the Titus brand. Putting in the work, guy. Gonna get us that Titus brand sponsorship.
So I guess really the only other interesting thing about this particular match / segment was that Titus, they made mention to the fact that Titus, on top of wanting to have Tozawa be part of the Titus brand, was saying that Tozawa is your next cruiserweight champion, which led into a segment later that was supposed to be a match between Rich Swann and Neville, but Neville just beat the crap out of Rich Swann and then called out Tozawa saying, "Oh, yeah, right. There's no way you're beating me."
I would love an Akira Tozawa championship reign. Plus, it would elevate the Titus brand as a whole, which, as future members of the Titus brand, is good for business for everybody.
Oh yeah,
exactly. Yeah, we got to make sure our future endorsements with Titus O'Neil are going to work out.
I mean, this is the Titus brand presents the Average Guys Pro Wrestling podcast, right?
I think that's going to be the name of the episode too.
Yeah. So our next thing that happened on Raw was Alexa Bliss comes out. I believe she comes out to confront Dana and Mickey. I don't remember the exact order on who came out first, but basically stating that, Nia Jax is like everyone's problem, as she did last week. Nia comes out. There's kind of a kerfuffle with that.
God, I wish she was my problem.
Much to the delight of both Josh and I, Emma is back.
Oh.
Yeah, Emma's a fantastic star, and I don't know if you guys did this last week, but both Zach, Chris, and the listeners should do themselves a favor and find every bit of Emma's ladder stuff, her second run in NXT. The bubble stuff was fine. She was very talented at that point in time. But what a lot of people, as the story goes with her career, she got caught not paying for an iPhone or an iPad case at Walmart and got arrested, and it kind of stagnated her career. She didn't really recover from it. But the character of Evil Emma has been solid. I mean,
do you think she stole the iPad case in kayfabe?
No, what had occurred is, and it's the reason she got rehired, was it was just in the bottom of the cart and she didn't see it.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, so like she wasn't, it was an accidental thing, but the Evil Emma character and Dana Brooke as a whole actually were the first competitors for Asuka in NXT. At Brooklyn that year, Asuka squashed Dana Brooke. In the next pay-per-view, they had an Emma versus Asuka match, which, if not for the women's match that closed that card, which was the first Iron Woman match,
that match was amazing.
That match was incredible. And if you put that Asuka Emma match on any other card, it's the best women's match of the night.
Yeah, it definitely was, and it was just it got overshadowed by just a much better match.
I mean, yeah, the Iron Woman match was great, and I do highly recommend people going out and at least watching the Emma versus Asuka at NXT TakeOver Respect. I think they might have put a little bit of promo stuff before it because there was a lot of story stuff behind it. It's been a story they've told a few times since, though, so you don't really even need to see that much with it.
Yeah. So going back to what had happened on Raw, Emma comes back, basically says, you guys should shut up because Emma's the only one who deserves a title shot. And then fresh off her stint in 205 Live, Sasha Banks comes out and says, if anyone deserves it, obviously Snoop Dogg's cousin does.
Huh.
Which then leads to a 6-woman match, tag match, of course, faces versus heels. Faces, of course, go over, as this is Monday Night Raw.
The face show.
How long has Dana Brooke been a face?
She's kind of been in between everything. I think it's pretty much been since she turned on Charlotte and then hasn't done anything since. And it's more just she hangs around Mickie James and doesn't like Alexa Bliss. So,
she's Mickie James's Barnacle.
Yeah, she's been following around Mickie.
Oh, man, I know about the Barnacle problems there.
I mean,
Definitely.
I wouldn't mind being a
latched
barnacle
on.
for Mickie James either, so...
No, but
Physically attached at
Dana
all
Brooke's
times.
been a barnacle 3 times now. I think that's just what her career is being a barnacle to a much, much more talented star.
Dana Barnacle.
And it's not that she doesn't have, she could potentially be what Trish Stratus was in her first, 3 years of her career.
Yeah.
And it's a great peak to hit.
Exactly. So the next thing that happens is prior to all of this, there's a couple backstage segments with The Miz trying to find a tag partner as he was I believe he was talking to Heath Slater about, hey, you should, I did you a favor getting you into the Marine 5. You should team up with me. So then it ends up becoming a Rhino and Heath Slater match against The Miz and a surprise partner. The Miz doesn't really find anybody, so a bear, in fact, a bear from last week, much like the one last week, comes out in riding a tricycle, hits a couple moves of offense, and then The Miz attacks the bear, takes the mask off. It's some enhancement talent, and then...
you mean future NXT champion Joe somebody, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then, so then that happens. The bear comes back into the ring, hits a Dirty Deeds onto, I think it was Slater. The Miz Maurice is like, oh God, you know who that is. There's a bump where Miz gets shoved into Maurice, knocks her over. Maurice storms off because she's upset that her husband had hit her, even though it was clearly an accident.
Clearly.
Much like any romantic comedy kerfuffle could be solved just by, simple talking.
I mean, The Miz's life is a movie.
That is true. The bear then also just turns out to become Dean, beats the crap out of The Miz for a second, and then unexpectedly, Heath Slater pins our Intercontinental Champion.
With the help of the bear. I actually saw this one.
I mean, a lot of the help because the bear / Dean Ambrose not only hit all the offense onto The Miz, but also placed him on top of The Miz.
Dirty Deeds. Pick up Slater.
I mean, I'm going to look up The Miz's record on Pro Fight DB, and I guarantee you he's lost way more matches than he's won.
Yeah.
Well, he's a pincushion.
Yeah, I mean, and he is a future Hall of Famer. He's potentially a Hall of Famer the first year he's eligible.
He announces, yep, I'm retired. Vince is like, Hall of Fame that guy.
He's not gonna be the main event of the Hall of Fame that year, but
he'll be in the similar fashion of Beth Phoenix, where it's up there, but it's not the top.
No,
it's up there, but it's not like when The Rock gets inducted.
Yeah.
Hey, Pro Fight Database, can you guys put their record or something on there, guys? Your website's booty right now.
Is the record not up there?
No, it just has the last couple matches that they've won or lost. It doesn't have them on there. I mean, this year he did PWI in the top 25, which good for you, Miz.
I mean,
yeah.
he belongs. in the top 25 for sure.
He had a great year. He's still having a great year.
He's
he's
still doing
putting
amazing.
up with like bears on tricycles and still looking like a star the entire time.
I mean,
And basically
nobody-
just being an enhancement thing for John Cena's engagement.
Yeah, I mean he's the best antagonist they have right now. I mean, people will cheer him, but man,
They need to
every
gear him
single
up.
time he gets booed, it's justified.
They need to gear him up for another WrestleMania main event, because like when he was the villain against John Cena, back at what 28, 27, right?
Yes.
You mean the time that he was the setup for the next year's WrestleMania?
Yeah.
So the main event of 30 was Daniel Bryan, so it was 26.
No, WrestleMania 26, the WWE
No, it's
Championship
28.
match. Yeah, it was 27.
Yeah,
It was 27.
Yeah, it's 27.
Because 28 was Rock
The
Cena.
funniest
Rock Cena won.
Yeah. First in a lifetime, once.
once in a lifetime till next year.
But like he needs to have that big villainous push again. I think he would do very well as just like the main antagonist for all of WWE.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
The funniest thing about that match where he got to main event is so the Miz, he's been a big mark for a long time. If you ever go back and watch the Monday Night War series, like he is one of the main people they talk to because he was watching both of them the entire time as a kid. So his dad's a big fan of pro wrestling as a whole. And he was talking about in this interview about how when he got to main event WrestleMania,
Yeah.
his dad still cheered John Cena more than he cheered his own son.
Yeah.
So he had that big entrance and he's backstage and he's talking to his dad. He's like, Dad, what did you think? It was pretty good, right? And he's like, well, it was good, but like John Cena, he was better, you know, his entrance was better and people were liking him more.
Oh my god.
And so and that's so funny that that's a thing that like his dad preferred John Cena that year.
That makes sense why he's such a dick.
Yeah.
I get that. I mean, his dad didn't like, and John
Yeah,
Cena
he-
that year had a pretty sweet entrance. I believe that was the one in Arizona where John Cena ran past all the troops, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
People love that one. That one's simple, but people love it.
Yeah. Yeah. So up next we have Enzo and Cass against Allows, Anderson, and Gallows for the 15th time in a row. Again, we have an attack pre-match. This time it is Cass again. Enzo finds Cass, much to the chagrin of the refs. Enzo and Cass do end up coming out and having the match. They end up getting beat. Enzo gets pinned in the ring. Cass is outside the ring, and the club kind of beats up on Enzo a little bit. Big Show comes to the rescue, holds up Enzo's hands, and then walks off. You can kind of see in the background, Cass is like, the fuck, bro? They kind of get into an argument in the ring. None of this is caught by the camera. And then backstage, you have Enzo run up to the Big Show, say, "Hey, Cass said that when he was knocked out by like one solid punch."
Oh no.
Yeah, and he's like, I just need to know for like my own thing, like it wasn't you, right? And
You're not doing your Cass accent or your Enzo accent.
Yeah, my Enzo accent's terrible. So Big Show. Yeah, go ahead, Josh. You be Enzo, I'll be Big Show.
Show.
Yeah.
My boy Cass, he got knocked out by one punch. Now I know there's some strong dudes, but Show. Cass ain't no bitch. That'd be a big boy who hit him. Show. Show. Is that you? I mean,
Yeah.
or is it you?
Well, you know, I think that your partner is reading into things.
Show. He's not reading into nothing. You heel turned and face turned so many times. You're betraying me.
Well,
Betraying me, Show.
I'm not doing anything, Enzo. And if anything, there's only one word to describe your partner, and that's S-O.
Show he ain't
FT.
soft. Show he ain't soft.
I
You're
didn't
soft,
say
Joe.
I didn't say soft. I said SOFT. He's soft.
Oh, we got one of these boujity motherfuckers right here trying to spell correctly. I know you're not using an O in soft. It's not spelled that way. Show.
No, wait, no.
I actually did a shuffle right there.
I just remembered. So we did.
Show.
So one thing about this that honestly just made me laugh. You know, they're trying to make this a serious segment, but at the same time, you know, Big Show spells out soft, SAWFT, and in the audience, you just hear the audience go soft. It almost just completely killed the mood for all of that. So we'll see where that goes from there next week. I feel like,
I mean, this is the 500th Big Show heel turn.
but at the same time, like you watch the scene where they find Cass and Dash and Wilder.
Or hanging out there because
No, they walk by, but they make it much more clear than they did the last time. Like it's very clearly them walking by.
Dash and Dawson.
Almost like they're just like teasing it. Yeah, not Dash and Dawson.
It's Dash and Dawson.
Yeah.
You said Dash and
They were
Wilder.
once. You
Oh,
mean the
did I?
mechanics, right?
Yeah.
What about Cody Rhodes
was-
with his "fuck the revival" thing? Like, what the fuck is up with that?
The Revival are so talented. I keep waiting for the swerve here where it really was Big Show the entire time.
I mean,
he was just jealous of how much fun Enzo and Cass were having, so he wanted to have a little bit of that fun. He's like, wait, all this little guy needs is somebody who's 7 feet tall? Oh, I could do that. Like, so I just need to attack him a few times, distract his buddy, and then attack his buddy, right?
I think
Yeah.
this whole thing culminates at a WrestleMania match, or like a revival match. Not the revival, a revival match. Shawn Michaels and Big Show versus Enzo and Cass.
why Shawn Michaels? So just explain that one to me.
'Cause Shawn
Like,
Michaels-
I'm on board.
Shawn Michaels did a thing with Enzo and Cass leading up to, I think it was Fastlane. He did a segment with them.
Oh, yeah.
That's why it's got to be
right.
Michaels. Because if it's not Michaels, then I'm not paying my hard-earned money for it, Vince McMahon.
I'm not giving you that $9.99, Vince.
I'm disabling my my subscription right now.
So little do you know, Chris, you never actually have to pay for the network.
Free trials. No, we can't say that on this podcast.
Edit, cut it. Don't.
You don't
call
have to
Joe.
pay for the first month at least. You do have to pay for it at some point in time because you're a good person.
So, let's just go ahead and get on with Raw. So we only have one more thing left with Raw. It's a 2 out of 3 falls match between Cesaro and Sheamus versus the Hardys for the tag titles in the Hardys rematch.
That's
It was a
weird.
pretty good match. I wasn't a fan of the first fall. The first fall, Cesaro and Sheamus picked up. Cesaro had whipped Jeff into the turnbuckle. Jeff props himself up, gets a swift kick to the sternum,
Oh.
and just goes down and just quick pin. And this was like maybe 3 minutes into the match. It was like, I don't even think Matt had even been in the ring at that point.
Like, Jeff takes a kick to the chest and folds like a house of cards?
Yeah, and
That's
he's
fucking
just hit
stupid.
like that. And then,
Cesaro that kicked him?
no, it was Sheamus.
Oh, it was a bro kick.
Oh,
It wasn't a bro kick. It was like, so Jeff props himself up by like, puts his hand on and kind of like does the back up. And then, so like his stomach is facing the ring and Cesaro just runs up and then just up, like
hold on,
straight
guys,
up
we
kicks him.
probably need to redo this segment. There's a police siren right outside my building.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Keep going.
Oh, again!
Yeah.
No.
So then Matt and Jeff pick up the second fall. This one is a little bit better. I think it was Cesaro got hit with a twist of fate by Matt, took a pin, and we're tied at 1-1. The match then continues. The rare occurrence of Cesaro going for the neutralizer comes up. He does not end up hitting it. He gets hit by Matt as Jeff was about to go through it. Both men from each team end up outside the ring, and then we have a count out. So there is no winner of this match, and the loser is all of us.
I mean, it was
but at the same
tag
time,
team.
not.
It's a tag team title match on Raw. I mean, that it's not. You expect it to be
Are we the
good?
loser of that? Because we might be done with this feud.
I mean, here's the thing. Like this was like the announced main event for tonight or for Monday night. So
That's
they're hyping it up. They're hyping it up all night. I take a look at my clock as we're about to go into this match. It's like 10 till Raw is scheduled to be over. So I'm like, so we're getting a quick 5-minute 2 out of 3 falls match.
Well, they always go over by 15 minutes.
No, and I know that, but it still just seemed like you're just putting so little time into this.
Well,
I mean, it's not. Are we really surprised at any point in time where Monday Night Raw has piss poor booking?
No, really not.
I'm not. I mean, I've grown to expect it out of these ass clowns.
Yep.
Ooh. Big talk from the Johnny Awesome Experience. It's your
They're
turn.
ass clowns, dude.
It's your turn, Monday Night Raw. Give us your worst, or not. Just don't, please.
They do give us their worst every week. I mean, they really do. It's awful, and whoever the hell is booking that show, fuck you, dude. You're awful at this. Like, go home and sell motor oil, you stupid fucking hack.
Turns out that Josh has an alter ego. That's the booker from Monday Night Raw.
Heel turn of the century right there, guys.
Yep.
Johnny
so
Awesome
Raw
is his
was
name.
Pretty meh this week. Not the best, but you got to compete with the NBA Finals at this point. Like, the only interesting thing that really happened is the opening segment with Joe, and that was
Emma's
before.
back.
Yeah, and Emma's back, but all of this is happening before the NBA Finals happened. So they know. I know that Raw knows what else is on. They're not going to put their A game on a night where they know they're not going to get a lot of ratings because everyone else is going to be watching something.
I mean, guys, after shit talking who's booking Raw, I'm going to give Raw a lot of credit. At least you guys aren't NBA Finals bad this year.
What's the NBA?
Oh,
Is that a new wrestling promotion?
Oh yeah, it's
It's about as rigged.
it's
number
the
one
new
seed.
Bollywood Association.
Oh, okay. So the Singh brothers and Jinder Mahal are their main eventers.
Oh yeah, always.
So guys, I'm calling a rig alert on another sport. I mean, people want to talk shit about how pro wrestling is fake and the outcomes are determined, but how the hell does the number one seed in the East get the number one pick in the draft this year?
That sounds rigged.
I mean, yeah, they traded for that, and if I recall, it was 18% chance that they would get that out of the teams that didn't make the playoffs. And this is not the first time this shit's happened. The NBA product is soft. If you're watching that during the winter sports season, you're a fucking idiot, dude. If you're gonna watch something rigged and fake, watch people who know how to fake fall. I mean, whenever they flop in the NBA, it looks like dog dick, but when they flop in the WWE, it's magic.
Well, here I'll go into a new segment that we can add to the show called Zach's Crazy Conspiracy Theory Hour. That's actually only one sentence. You should put it the X-Files thing in there for me too, Chris, when you edit this episode.
Oh no,
I'm about to cut
That's
a bunch of
copyright.
music tomorrow, guys. We're got a bunch of sound bites tomorrow. I'm gonna sit in front of this computer all day.
I did hear I don't know anything about basketball. I'm the first person to admit that, but I did remember reading that somebody had said that the lottery to get Michael Jordan was rigged. So it wouldn't surprise me if it currently still is rigged. If that's
the
the
lottery to get current draft bust Derrick Rose because he got injured so much, but he was like a can't miss guy. Like he even took the Bulls to the finals a few times, or not the finals, the Eastern Conference Finals a few times. The Bulls that year had under a 15% chance of getting that pick, and they got the first pick for Derrick Rose. I mean, it happens. Like the Patrick Ewing year, the New York Knicks had the lowest chance to get him, and just so happens that New York and Chicago are big markets.
Ugh.
Just like Boston. It's disgusting. Like, little do you guys know, on occasion we talk about quote unquote real sports.
I mean,
on
you
this.
guys can. I'm not into that.
Chris doesn't watch anything that's not.
The gist of it is booty, and you should just watch predetermined stuff because, like,
I mean, like, so
the predetermined stuff is more believable at this point in time.
the stories for football are shit. The storylines for all of the other shit are shit. And like,
Chris, I don't know, buddy. I don't know. Football has the biggest heel in all of sports right now.
who dat?
If
Tom-
there's a
Thomas
bigger
Orenthal,
heel
James
than
Brady.
Tom Brady, yeah. If there's a bigger heel than Tommy Touchdown right now, I don't know who it is.
I thought he was a face.
Oh,
I mean, he's a face when he's in Boston.
Oh, so he's exactly like Jinder Mahal.
correct. But if there's a bigger heel in like any professional sport than Tommy Touchdown, show him to me. I want to know who this guy is.
I need to know.
So to put into perspective with Tommy Touchdown about what he is a human being who has 5 rings, all 5 of which came from shady circumstances ranging from a brand new rule that was just enforced, his kicker getting 2 of them, to a bunch of cheating allegations with all of them. And the entire time, he is married to legitimately one of the most beautiful women on the planet.
Yep.
In Giselle. And even worse than that, Tom Brady's inflated NFL salary is like significantly less than his Brazilian supermodel of a wife. Tom Brady doesn't have to work a day in his life. He could be a sugar baby at this point in time with how much his wife makes.
Oh my god.
And the entire time, anytime he has a public appearance, his wife dresses his dumb ass to make him look even more like a baby back bitch. Like, he's like the Miz if he wasn't trying so hard to be, if the Miz wasn't trying so hard to be cool. Like, if he was just legitimately a kind of cool guy who had a really fucking awful everything around him. Tommy Fresh might be the worst thing in pro sports.
Oh my
On that note, let's start talking about SmackDown.
Hey, we're on to SmackDown, guys.
Before we get to SmackDown, don't forget to check us out on Facebook.com/Average Guys or on our Patreon, also Patreon.com/Average Guys. If you want to contribute to us on Patreon, you can do so. You get exclusive content like Chris's wonderful article about Lana and how terrible she is on the mic, and early access to all of our episodes.
Oh,
Not to mention other bonus content to be announced in the future.
Yeah, with future TBA.
so real
content.
quick, we messed up on the link to Facebook. It's Average Guys Pro.
Oh, sorry. It is Facebook.com/Average Guys Pro.
That's it.
Cool. SmackDown kicked off tonight with the New Day entering the ring with their typical bootiness.
Oh, Average Guys! Oh god, that was terrible.
They had a local, some like famous New Orleans band play with them as they went into the ring. And of course, you
they
know, it's in Louisiana, so everyone's just all hyped about that. Kofi does mention that WrestleMania is going to be there next year. And then Xavier Woods says that they're going to beat the off-brand, straight out of Compton Usos at Money in the Bank.
Day one
What's
is
Money in
H.
the Bank?
Money in the Balls, sorry.
Oh, Money in the Balls. Okay, okay.
So
Makes more sense.
So the Usos come out in typical heel manner saying, "Why are you clowning around? Whatever." Everyone's favorite tag team, though, comes out, the good old-fashioned police, and tells them that their day is not H, but it is G. G for gross.
I mean, they are a bunch of uggos.
Yeah.
Like, they look the same. It's the opposite of the Bellas, where, like, whoever created the Bellas was showing off when they made two. Like, some dumbass made two uggos named the Usos.
Yep. So then the Colognes come out because we had to set up for a 4-man or an 8-man tag match between Breezango and the New Day.
Wait, why?
Versus
Teddy Long isn't here anymore.
I know, right? Versus the Colognes and the Usos. Breezango and the New Day pick it up with the New Day pinning the Colognes. JBL incorrectly saying that if that happens on Sunday, then we have new tag champs, but it wouldn't matter if the New Day pinned the Colognes on Saturday because neither of those teams have the title.
I mean, does it ever do you any good to pin the Colognes? Like,
No, I'm actually
those
pretty
guys have
sure.
no clout attached to them.
I'm pretty sure that the New Day was set back about 2.5 years.
I mean, we'll look at it this way. The current WWE champion was pinned by the Colognes mascot a couple years ago, so...
Gross.
I mean, we all know where this segment's eventually leading, which is the feud of the year, New Day versus Breezango.
I don't know.
I stand by that being the feud of the year. Every match will be hilarious. Every segment leading into it will be the funniest thing on the show.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
people are gonna love it.
Book it. Call Vince.
Book it.
So then we come back from break with AJ and Shinsuke talking backstage, warning that Sammy's hypeness before a match. Shinsuke's like, okay, whatever. Sammy appears just completely normal, which kind of throws AJ Styles off. And then Sammy then goes into just the crazy, we got to do this, this. AJ says that they're fine, which only makes Sammy more strange and weird for some reason. And Shinsuke just goes, I like him. Then we have Naomi versus Tamina in a pointless match that doesn't matter. The only significant things that happen in this are that Lana comes out, attempts to distract, and Naomi still picks up the win. Then we go... Sorry.
Guys, can we address the Lana situation in the room real quick?
Oh, God, please, no.
Or do we want to save it for the Money in the Balls preview?
That would be fantastic if we could save it for later so I can gouge my eyes out and tear my ears off later.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, we've yet to talk about the world champion, Chris. You still have a little bit there to kill you inside.
It's okay. I'll just unplug the mic again.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you could talk about Lana if you're a little bit more dead inside?
Oh, God, no, please. Let's just go on. Let's move forward.
Go on. We'll get to this.
So then we have Mojo Rawley being interviewed by, again, generic hot chick interviewer. It's not Charlie Caruso, so I don't or JoJo, so I'm not really into it.
Charles.
What?
It's not Charles, right?
No, it's Dasha.
Is Charles
Fuentes,
hot?
I think.
I don't understand.
Dasha Fuente. Okay, so little do people know the hottest people on the entirety of the WWE brand right now are their commentator, or not their commentator, backstage people in Renee Young, Dasha Fuentes, Kathy Kelly, and Charlie. What is her last name, Zach? Seriously, most beautiful women employed by the WWE right now.
Yep. So just a generic interview going whatever until Chris's mortal internet enemy,
That bastard!
Zack Ryder, returns.
Oh, Zack Ryder.
And says that they have unfinished business as a team, which ends the segment, which means, unfortunately for Mojo Rawley, it looks like he might be going back to some tag action.
He'll be fine. I mean, it's going to be a triple threat. Or they're going to be a 3-man tag team with Gronk sometime, you know?
Yeah. Then we go, I believe this was next. Yeah. So the next segment, we have the Singh brothers introducing Chris's mental block. Cuts a promo about how you should respect him as the champion. And then ever since he scared off Orton, he's now in the weeds as a defanged garden snake. Then starts cutting a promo in Punjab.
Is that the real promo?
Yeah, that is an exact word of what he said.
Wait, say that
Holy
one more time.
shit, that's tater tot stupid.
Give me that one more time.
So he basically says that ever since he's scared off Orton, he's now in the weeds as a defanged garden snake.
I like that.
Yeah, it does work pretty well. And then something that
Tater tot stupid.
Yeah. So then something that I didn't expect myself to actually believe is I enjoyed the RKO that was hit by Jinder Mahal because the way, and it wasn't the way that Randy did it. It was the perfect camera angle. So whoever it was, it's got to be Kevin Dunn in this one. So I'll give Kevin Dunn.
It's done. We'll give. Don't do that.
Just for this, so the camera angle is just Randy comes from the right side of the screen, mid-air, and RKOs, and it just looked beautiful from that camera angle. Randy then goes out to the audience and starts posing, and again, a thing that I didn't expect to ever happen is the crowd chanting Randy's name.
What?
Ending the segment.
I hate the crowd.
I hate all
How
crowds.
fucking stupid is that crowd? Randy is an awful wrestler. Legend killer aside, his career's been complete and utter shit.
Well, every single article that I've read over the past week has been, should Randy Orton retire? That's it. That's all they've been. I know you're answering
people
the
in the
question.
champ, please retire to the Big Show. Not before Randy Orton. Let that guy fucking get out of here.
Dude, Big Show
He's
is so
boring as
amazing.
I'll ever get out.
Yeah. So then,
the Big Show.
Go ahead. I was just
Big
gonna
Show
continue on.
has put on a great career, and the please retire chants were disrespectful. To
These
an
last
extent.
3 months in particular have been doubly amazing.
I mean, the Big
Because
Show
the
slimmed
death
down.
rattles of his career.
Mm-hmm.
The Big Show slimmed down. He's going to join 205 Live pretty soon.
Damn right he is. I can't do that.
Show. Don't join 205. It's too big.
I'm too big, too. I weigh 206.
I'm 206. They won't take me. Show.
I can't
Don't
go
go
down
there.
1 pound. I got to have my morning coffee, and it just keeps that pound.
Show. You're too tall. None of them are 7 foot tall. Don't
Can't
do
teach
it.
that.
You can't teach cruiserweights that. It's too hard.
Can Zoe please just become Rocky's manager at some point in time?
Yes.
The character equivalent of Mickey from the Rocky series.
So then we have Charlotte versus Natalia, again in kind of a blow-off match for the weekend. Charlotte picks up the victory. Again, just kind of meh, whatever.
So it's a blow-off.
We then cut to backstage with Corbin and Ziggler preparing for the match. Kevin shows up. They agree that they're not going to listen to Kevin. Kevin says, though, here's the thing. There's 2 options here. One is we work together, we complement each other's strengths, and then we're going to go into Money in the Bank with a 3-man match instead. Or the other is for Corbin to punch Kevin in the face, Dolph to super kick Corbin, Owens completing the triangle by powerbombing Dolph. And it seems pretty clear that they've chosen the first option, which then kind of brings us into our main event. Before our main event. Well, actually, yeah, this is more our main event anyways. We have another Fashion Files episode.
Ooh.
Where Fandango...
You mean the best segment of the week, right?
That's why I said that's actually the main event.
The best segment of the week, aside from the Average Guys episode that's produced every week.
Well, I mean, we don't count yet. We're not officially Titus Brand material, guys.
Fuck.
The second we're Titus Brand, Fashion Files, watch the fuck out. We on your back.
Yeah. So Dango comes into the office and sees that Tyler has been attacked again, trashing the office again. he then tries to remember who attacked him. He says that he had greasy hair, dry skin, two arms. So we're on the lookout for someone with greasy hair, dry skin, and at least 1 to 2 arms.
That could be anybody.
It could even be a boat.
It might be a boat. Is Skarsgård attacking them?
It could be Skarsgård. More likely, it's got to be the Revival at this point. Like, how is it not?
Skarsgård, the dilapidated boat, confirmed for WrestleMania 34.
in a 2-on-1 handicap match against Dango and Breeze.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it has to be like they're both cleared for action. Why is it not American Alpha at this point?
Because do you really want to see
American
Gable?
Alpha as a heel? Yes.
Do you really want to see Gable selling offense from Breezango?
Because I love Breezango, yes.
I mean, if they oversell it, of course, it's going to be gold.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think the Usos and the Fashion Police were just straight up magic at Backlash. But I don't think we can.
My
Like Lightning
magic meter
can't.
so far.
Lightning can't strike twice. All right, we can't have another match like that.
Well,
This
here's
is-
the thing. I say that Lightning can strike twice as a hint for the thing we're going to talk about at the end.
Ooh.
Chris, you are really just underestimating the comedic chops of Tyler Breeze and
Johnny
Dongo.
I mean,
Johnny Curtis.
Why would I be underestimating them? They called me the other day saying, "Hey, Chris, we like you on that weird pro wrestling podcast. You should totally join us."
You dress like an Uggo.
I mean, I am actually just an Uggo. They told me to slim down, and maybe, just maybe, I could join their police force.
I mean, I believe the exact wording they used was slim down fatty.
Yeah, that was it. Call back to 45 minutes ago.
You fat fuck.
Oh my god. Thank you,
so
Steiner.
then we go into a promo with Lana being interviewed about her attacks on Naomi. Lana asking her, "Are you ridiculing me because she doesn't care about what she in the universe thinks about her, and she'll shock the world this Sunday and become the first other ravishing SmackDown Women's Champion by crushing Naomi." Yeah, so
I hate this so much.
whatever. Yeah. So then we go into our main event, which is AJ Styles, Sami Zayn, and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, and Kevin Owens, with the faces picking it up and Sami Zayn picking up the pin on Baron Corbin.
Ooh.
For I believe the second week in a row.
Yeah, Sami Zayn.
Sammy's been dominating that rivalry, which has me a bit worried for it.
I mean, it just means that Baron Corbin's gonna win Money in the Bank and cash in on Sammy.
Oh.
Yeah, if anything, that's a likely thing to
But-
happen. Unfortunately,
Bright side, Sami
I mean,
Zayn
Sami
championship.
Zayn championship.
Yeah,
Yeah, which
but here's the thing: like, how can Baron Corbin win? Because Shinsuke picked up the briefcase tonight. That means he won the match, right?
do you
Yeah,
guys want me to burst your bubble now, or do you want to wait till we do what I'm guessing might be a bonus episode this week, the Money in the Balls preview show?
This is the preview show. Welcome to the Money in the Balls preview show. I need to make a graphic.
Yeah. So Shinsuke's obviously not winning because he picked up the briefcase tonight.
He's not. I mean,
I hate it,
Yeah, but-
but
do we have a history of who has been the last person to touch that briefcase each year?
not that I know of. I mean, if you want to just go into that and find that, then be my guest. But that's way more research than I want to put into it.
I don't.
I mean,
care.
that's an above average amount of research at the very least.
I mean, if we're Titus brand, we got to do our namesake and be average.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna assume.
I don't know if I have that in me, guys. Like, I'm below average at best.
Josh, I think we have to have a talk about your future with the average guys.
Oh man, do you mean I have to super kick you through a barbershop window before I wanted to?
Chris, you coward! Why are you trying to escape through a barbershop window?
I did it for The Rock.
See, I knew Josh was going to do that.
Yeah.
It's the biggest heel turn in the history of wrestling, guys.
Yeah, it's definitely up there. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the
Money in the balls.
Balls.
Actual name, Money in the Bank.
So first matchup, the one that Chris doesn't want to talk about, but we might as well get it out of the way. The Women's Championship match between WWE SmackDown Women's Champion Naomi, who Chris loves, and the ravishing Russian Lana, who Chris despises. So, Chris, I'll let you talk about this one.
Actually, hey, I'm going to take a bathroom break.
Chris,
that's what I'm going to do on Saturday.
Do you want me to get my take on this out of the way?
Yeah, go.
So, we're having an intimate conversation right now, Vince. I'm holding the mic differently for you. It's intimate right now.
Hold it like Xavier Woods.
That's my go-to one, so it needs to be a little bit different. I always hold it like Xavier Woods, guys.
Maybe more like Enzo.
But Vince, I know on occasion we have these little talks about how you're kind of an idiot sometimes. Dude, you had this option 4 months ago to put a super hot wife of one of your stars into the title picture. And it was Maurice. She has championship clout. What the fuck has Lana done? Seriously, what has she done to garner this right here? Maurice? Ex-Divas champion, brah. Like, what are you doing? And this match is a throwaway match. You're not only sinking the quality of your women's brand over there, which, moot point because you are doing a women's Money in the Bank match, but you're harming your brand by doing this. You don't put Lana there immediately. You put her as a cast out who didn't quite get the women's match. Give Naomi a night off. You have her defend that title tonight or next week against who gets second place to have that 30-day rule kick in that you on occasion enforce. But you don't put Lana in there immediately unless this is the Naomi squash match.
I mean, so Shane McMahon was also kind of upset about this match in particular on that episode of Talking Smack that I reference in my lovely article at Patreon.
The only way that logically Lana could win this is if Rusev comes out there and kicks Naomi with a Machka kick.
Which then Rusev gets fined $1 million.
Whatever. This lady's the champ, Chris.
There's also this article that's been floating around that Triple H is very upset with Vince, and it could be this could be one of the main things that he's upset about.
I mean, I guarantee you that Lana just stole the Ava Marie push that we're going with, and that's fine. Welcome to the exact thing we've dealt with the last 100 years, the lesser of two evils here. I mean, yeah, Lana fucking sucks a bag of donkey dicks.
Well, we could have just as easily
She is better than Ava Marie in this situation.
I mean, we could have just pulled literally anyone from NXT up, and it would have been better.
Yeah.
Instead of putting Lana in the women's match, we put one of the women in the Money in the Bank match. Let's say, let's give it to Charlotte. No, not Charlotte. We got to give it to a heel. I'd even accept Carmella at this point.
Natalia?
Sure, that. And then we put, say, not Ruby Riott. Let's move up. I don't have very many names of women on NXT.
It's Asuka, Ruby Riott, Ember Moon, and chick that's in the
Sanity.
Yeah, I can't think of her name off the top of my head.
Oh, neither can I. And I just downloaded her Superstar on.
Nikki Cross.
Yeah, Nikki Cross. So put her in the Money in the Bank match. She's obviously not going to win it. And then move Natalia to the Women's Championship match. This is just them trying to squash somebody This is just giving us a women's championship match for a SmackDown pay-per-view. That's all this is doing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad Vince is scheduling a piss break. I mean, we've not had a time to go take a pee since the Pitbull concert, so
Yeah. So I feel like it's pretty universal. Josh, you have, I guess, Naomi winning this.
I mean, yeah, this match is fucking terrible, guys.
We know Chris's opinion, and then I also.
We could have had Maurice.
So yeah, Chris, we know that you're picking Naomi, and yeah, I'm also going to be picking Naomi for this one.
Naomi barring some serious butt fuckery.
Yep.
Like,
It's going to involve
serious.
Rusev, if anything.
Right.
So then we have the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match: the Uggos versus the New Day. Very much.
Zach, I love you.
Zach,
Very much.
are you a fashion police deputy right now?
I mean,
Zach, are we
I
calling
am
the
the best.
Uggos now?
I am the best dressed out of all of you.
That's true.
So yeah, so the New Day, I feel like, have a very good chance at winning this. I don't know if it's correct to put the titles on them that quickly.
It is.
But at the
for
same
future
time, it
booking.
is for future booking. I do think this match is going to be pretty good. Even when the New Day wrestles like a fairly weak tag team, they still do a lot of good. And we've seen that the Usos are willing to do more of the comedy segments, as evidenced by the previous pay-per-view. So
I just
it
wanna
should
see
be
these
an enjoyable
titles.
match. But I do want to see the titles move off the Uggos.
Yeah, I mean, it will be the third title taken off of a boring champion in the last couple months, which is doing a lot of good.
I didn't get to
You
say
can
this
only
when-
have one boring champion, and Brock is it.
I neglected to say this when we were talking about SmackDown, but it's about time that the New Day were put on the A show.
I mean, they are on the A show now, and Raw's been the B show since the existence of SmackDown being its own brand.
Right. And it's just about time that they got that.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So I believe I'm gonna go ahead and pick the New Day for this one. I can reasonably see the Usos winning it, but I have a feeling that it's gonna be the New Day this time.
I mean, day
Chris?
one is done.
Ooh.
Day one is no longer H. Day one is new.
Day one is B, as in a booty.
What about you, Josh? What you got on this one? I'm guessing you're riding on the New Day?
Oh, fuck the Uggos.
Well, all right. I'll be the black sheep in the room. I'm all for the Usos on this one. Now, to justify myself, I will say that
You should defend this.
there will probably be some, like I say this term a lot now since Josh used it the first time on one of ours. There will be butt fuckery. That's because the Usos are the kings of butt fuckery right now. They're the
Well,
kings
not
of
to mention the
stupid
fashion
shit.
police might come in there and fuck shit up and cause a little bit of butt fuckery.
Right.
One other thing that could end up happening is we could have the Revival come back. I don't think they're going to, but
Not
or not
on
the
SmackDown.
Revival. I meant to say American Alpha.
Oh yeah.
No.
And just have that be
American
butt fuckery.
Revival, I think is what it's called, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
sure. Why not?
So then we then have
Let's-
our first ever women's Money in the Bank match. Josh,
Are you guys-
I'll let you take the lead on this one.
So, who wants their bubble burst right now?
Hit me.
I mean,
I don't know
Carmella's
if you
gonna
can
win?
handle this. So, current Vegas betting odds for the women's Money in the Bank. Are you sure you can handle this, guys?
I've
Is it
already read
Carmella?
them, so I know.
Oh, Carmella by a lot.
So we all know that like Tamina is very clearly the one that's not winning this.
No, okay, so the betting odds right now is for every dollar you bet, you'll win $2 on Carmella, $3 on Becky, 3 on Natalia, 6 on Charlotte, and 11 on Tamina.
Jesus.
So like Tamina's obviously not winning that. And the Carmella winning it thing is I'm going to say 110% attributed to the fact that you're going to have some sort of James Ellsworth buttfuckery.
James Ellsworth climbs the ladder, goes up there, pulls down the briefcase, hands it to Carmella, and that's the end of the match.
So I'm not gonna say it's that. It might be even James Ellsworth knocking Becky Lynch off the ladder, but like if Carmella wins it, it's not going to be on her own accord.
Well, let's look at history. Let's look at like their individual history.
So last year's women's Money in the Bank match didn't exist.
Becky Lynch is the first ever SmackDown Women's Champion. Charlotte is an already accomplished women's champion. She's like the John Cena of this match. Natalia is very accomplished as well. The only two that
she's the review situation.
Chris, I believe the technical term you're looking for is riding her uncle's coattails.
Yeah, sure, that one. But the only two that have anything to gain from this matchup are Tamina and Carmella, and that's what Money in the Bank is all about. It's about pushing somebody either brand new, or it's about returning somebody who wasn't relevant before back to relevance, like with the John Cena win a couple of years back.
Here's
really
the thing.
Like
when I look back at the John Cena match with the Money in the Bank, I am still 100% convinced that John Cena was not supposed to win that match.
Okay.
Because have you seen that match?
I haven't watched it lately.
Okay, so the ending of that match is, I think it's Cena at the top, and I want to say it's the Big Show on the top of the ladder, and they're kind of beating each other with the briefcase, and it almost looks like the briefcase like comes loose accidentally when John Cena has it in his hand to hit the Big Show. So I'm convinced that Cena wasn't supposed to win it there, which also attributes to the fact that Cena is one of the two people that has failed to cash in. Granted, it was from a DQ, but...
So, I mean, in all honesty, is it really that bad of a thing if you put that briefcase on Carmella for a long term? Like, she's eventually going to cash it in under dubious circumstances with like her fake boyfriend.
If she holds it until next year's, if she holds it until next year's Money in the Bank, yes, and never cashes it in, ever.
No, she's gonna cash it in under the most dubious of circumstances.
What if she puts a leopard print on it, Chris?
SmackDown
Chris,
is the
what's
A-show.
Worse, leopard print women's title or U.S. Championship spinner belt?
I actually really liked the spinners.
Oh, you're gross and awful. I hate ya.
They were hip and they were now. They were really cool.
The most dastardly heel thing Chris has ever said.
I mean,
defending the spinner belt. You are dude. You're the Jinder Mahal of people right now.
Oh, ouch. All right, Josh, that's it. You can't call me by that slur, okay? You and I, we're gonna finish this business elsewhere. All right, I'm gonna.
Okay, Roman Reigns Royal Rumble victory of people.
Oh God. Oh, I'm gonna destroy him.
So
Zach, you should probably move on before I just hop a lift right now straight to Josh's apartment.
We'll just go predictions for winning this. I'm gonna go with the Vegas odds and say Carmella. I hate it, but I'm going with it.
God, I hate it so much, but I'm gonna go against the Vegas odds, and I'm gonna say Natalia because she has a lot to gain from this. When I say she is like rode her uncle's coattails, I'm not kidding. She needs to define her own person, and winning a Money in the Bank and being the first women's Money in the Bank winner is a very positive thing. Plus, a title reign for Natalia doesn't make me want to vomit, so there's that going for it.
I'm gonna go with Becky Lynch because Becky Lynch has kind of been on a weird like slump as of late since becoming the first ever SmackDown Women's Champion.
We'll post Jose's picks on the Facebook page, guys.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
So then we have our. Should we talk about the main event or the real main event?
Let's talk about the Money in the Bank match first.
Okay, so
That's more preferable.
So Money in the Bank match, we have Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Dolph Ziggler.
Oh man,
One of the more stacked Money in the Banks that I've seen in a long time. This match should be fantastic, especially with the Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens chemistry in the ring, AJ Styles chemistry with Existence.
I mean,
his match with Nakamura was beautiful.
I mean, the only guys that have had really any bad matches on this are Kevin Owens when he's a heel holding a title and retaining the title through buttfuckery, and Baron Corbin because Baron Corbin.
I mean, I can't wait for the eventual hair versus hair match for Baron Corbin.
Oh, Baron Corbin versus AJ Styles, hair versus hair?
They need to shave the old, like I've said before, and I will say this every single time we talk about Baron Corbin. The only thing weirder than that dude's weird ass looking stomach is his hairline.
His weird ass hairline?
Shave your head, please, Baron. You look so much tougher.
WrestleMania 34, main event, hair versus hair.
Dude, I had these problems too, man. I didn't want to shave my head. I thought I'd look weird. Baron, you're gonna look fine, dude. Shave your head. You look stupid with this hair.
Yeah, so definitely should be a great match. I'm looking forward to a lot of the spots that are going to happen. I don't have a 100% solid pick in my head. I want Sammy to win it. I want Shinsuke to win it. I have a feeling Baron's going to win it though. But
I mean, do you guys want the betting odds?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Give me the betting odds because that might help me make my decision a little bit more.
So, as with every bit of betting odds, I'm going to say how much it's going to pay out if you bet on this person. Baron Corbin pays out to $1.70, Sami Zayn to $3.50, Nakamura to $3.50, AJ Styles to $8, Kevin Owens to $11, and Dolph Ziggler rounding it out at $21. So Ziggler definitely
The
not
underdog
winning
here.
that, but he'll get a bunch of spots that will look great. But sadly, once again,
That's just Ziggler's life.
somebody terrible is the winner, Baron Corbin.
Yeah, so everyone's predicting Baron to win. I think if they want to swerve us a little bit, then we go with somebody kind of lesser like Shinsuke or Sammy.
Shinsuke's not going to win it because he held it last.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
he's last
kickoff show.
briefcase.
It's like being on the cover of Madden and not getting hurt that year.
I don't know sports, and I'm laughing anyway.
Touching the briefcase is bad.
Oh, it's really bad. I mean, Shinsuke,
Yeah, so-
at this rate, Shinsuke already knows that he's not winning the match.
It's cool. He's going to hold that belt going into WrestleMania regardless, so he can wait.
So the three who have the least to gain from this are Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, and Dolph Ziggler, seeing as how they've all been world-class champions before. I really think that the best options are Sami Zayn, Shinsuke, and Baron, because they have the most to gain.
I mean, do we want to talk about who's going to win it for each of us this year?
I'm gonna
I
go
feel
with
like we
Corbin.
should try and defend each of them as well with our logic, just because this is a crapshoot as who's going to win it, and the people probably should know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Corbin. I don't like it, but he definitely has the most to gain from this. He's been kind of getting squashed by Sammy, and Sammy gains a lot from it too. But Sammy works as the underdog. I wouldn't hate Sammy winning it, but he's definitely the one that has the most to gain from it. Shinsuke's established. Kevin already has a title. AJ is very clearly established.
AJ's the best in the company.
Yeah. So I
Outside of the Miz,
say Corbin. I don't like that I'm saying Corbin, but that's what I'm going to go with. Josh?
Josh?
So I'm torn. I think it could be Baron Corbin for those same reasons. Plus, I do think a long reign with Baron Corbin is totally fine. Not a long title reign, but a long Money in the Bank reign where he just holds that belt. Because he is the kind of heel that would be dastardly enough to cash in on somebody who's all spent going into it. Realistically, though, what I want is for Sami Zayn to win it. And then Baron Corbin to go out there and the next week and be like, all right, Sammy, let's settle this. Money in the Bank versus hair match. Only for Baron Corbin to lose again.
You're just all about Baron Corbin getting his head shaved.
His hairline's stupid. Dude, there's a time where you give up on your hair. We eventually all have to go through that. Deal with it. You're still the most metal celebrity according to magazines. You have that going for you. Chicks will suck your dick.
Yeah, but the problem is if he does that, does he start to look like a Nazi?
Oh, God.
No,
that has not occurred
like,
to me.
Dude, not at all. Like, he'll look tougher without the hair.
Yeah, but like he'd have to ditch the leather jacket.
No, but if you have that hairline, even with that hairline, if he keeps it tight, it doesn't have to be completely bald. You got like a very tight crew cut with that. It looks tough with that physique. I mean, it's pretty metal. Ian McKay of Anthrax has been a bald dude for longer than I even know. I can't remember him with hair, and that dude looks tough.
So Ian McCain looks like what he does because he's got that signature beard.
Baron Corbin has those tattoos. He can have that beard. He can figure it out. Maybe he could do a sit-up or two. I don't know if he knows how to do that.
Maybe he can do a sit-up or two.
All right.
His stomach looks weird, dude.
Hey, Chris, your pick for the Money in the Bank?
Oh, God, this is such a hard one. Because, okay, so they could give it to AJ Styles because, you know, Styles has yet to have his championship rematch. And, like, they could do a weird angle, too. Like, this is something I've never seen before but kind of wanted to. Where, like, champion loses championship to buttfuckery and is like, no, Money in the Bank cash in. Let's do that again. I think that would be cool to watch. But at the same time, like, my number one here has got to be Sammy. Because every time we've had a Money in the Bank match, it, like, only once, I think, out of the entire history of this match, a big guy has won it, and that was Kane.
I mean, I do think that Sami Zayn will come away with it, and if he does come away with it, he's going to cash it in the same night.
Oh, yeah.
Regardless, I think we're done with the blankety blank project that we're getting to here in the future. I'm not going to say it here because, Chris, I want you to be completely dead inside yet.
Oh, you want to kill me later?
Yes.
But my pick is actually Sami Zayn because he will look good carrying a briefcase during his entrance where he does that little dance and let's go thing. It's gonna look good on him, and even if he cashes it in and it ends up not panning out for him, still he gets a major push from winning Money in the Bank, and he's gonna look really good after.
Yeah. So then we'll get to the main event of our pay-per-view. One, Randall Kenneth Orton versus Chris's mental block.
Chris, will you please just say it? It will take away the power.
No, I can't. I can't bring it. Someone else is going to have to say it, because if I try to say it, I might just throw up on my microphone.
Will you just say current world champion?
I'll just say current world champion.
Jinder Mahal.
Okay. Ow.
It still stings.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a heart attack by the end of the show. God, look at his awful nipples.
To hurt Chris even more, my pick to win this match is Jinder.
I'll get to that, Chris.
Let me explain myself.
That this entire time, anytime we refer to the current world champion, Jinder Mahal, we refer to him as current world champion Jinder Mahal.
So
So let me defend myself on this. So the reason why I think that he is going to be retaining the title,
Who's he?
current world champion Jinder Mahal, he has been getting a lot of very good heel heat. He has gotten enough heat to where people are very actively rooting for Randy Orton to win, and with the way that they've been booking their heels lately, it's working very well. Like, when you book a heel, you want the heel to be hated. You don't want the heel to be this guy who everyone's going to cheer for because he's a badass, and your face is just this guy who's running around being a spastic weirdo like Sami Zayn. So I think keeping the title on him
in Bollywood right now.
That too. So you keep the title on him for at least a little bit longer. You know, maybe have a little bit of buttfuckery, and then at your next pay-per-view, the next pay-per-view I believe is going to be SummerSlam, or are we too close for that?
I'll look into it. I don't think SummerSlam's for another 2 months now.
Yeah, what's the next SmackDown pay-per-view? I don't think. I think it's honestly like a good idea to keep the title on him until you have a big branded pay-per-view. For those exact reasons.
Do you think we take it off of him?
It is Battleground 2017.
Okay, so then we have that one.
Can you send
probably
me a logo
one more
of that
Raw
one?
pay-per-view, and then the big one. So it's a very real possibility that Randy does not win, and
Zach,
I think that's the best way to do it.
Are you sure you want to go to the most hostile place in current pro wrestling right now, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, with that belt around Jinder Mahal's waist?
Oh,
Real heel heat. I think that it's a fantastic idea.
Philly booed Randy Orton out of not Randy Orton, Roman Reigns out of a credible main event picture for quite some time.
No, I know that. I'm still saying it's you want to have that fantastic, aggressive heel heat. You want to have something that the fans genuinely hate, and you want that because, like, when you're having smarks hate somebody too, it's going to get you that thing. It's like, dear God, why won't this guy lose? I'm going to keep watching until he's going to lose. It's not like Roman where they're like, oh, great, Roman wins, and then he wins the next time, and they're like, well, I'm just going to skip the next pay-per-view because I'm tired of this.
Well, I mean, JBL had the longest title reign of the Ruthless Aggression era, so...
I mean, okay, so a good example
for the same reason.
A good example for
exactly.
A good example for what Zach is saying. I'm going to tune into Money in the Bank just to watch Jinder Mahal get punched in the teeth, and I am a smark.
I mean, what's a better idea than to roll arguably the most decisive champion in the last 10 years into the most hostile environment you've dealt with in a while? Like Philly, if anybody's going to hate something, it's Philadelphia. I mean, these people booed Santa Claus.
Oh, I know. You know me. That is my, like, bread and butter hometown.
You're correct to put the belt on Jinder for a bit, and not just because Randy Orton is a shitty champion, has always been a shitty champion, but you're gonna take him into an environment where these people are going to be hot from the beginning. Like, when we get to Battleground, I would not be shocked if you have fuck you Jinder chants going on in the first match of the night before you even get to the main event.
Yeah, definitely.
And those chants started by the HAAF. And then I get escorted out of the arena.
Really, they were started by the ECW crowd, but, like, come on.
I'll be a part of it. I will be chanting it in my seat in Josie's house.
Oh, I'd love it. One of my favorite pieces of fan interaction in the history of WWE is that interaction at the very first ECW One Night Stand, where it's the very beginning of the card. The crowd is chanting "Fuck you, Cena," And it continues throughout the night and just like escalates. By the second match of the night, they're chanting Cena sucks cocks.
All right.
Which
I'm going
is
to have to tune into
hilarious.
Battleground.
But like it's going to be the most hostile environment we've had in a long time, and this is even counting the Royal Rumble where they decided for some reason to put it on Roman, which was also at Philly.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm picking Jinder Mahal, our current WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Josh, who are you picking?
I am also picking current WWE Champion of the world, the modern day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal.
And Chris is picking Randy Orton.
No. Chris just has no statement. This match, Chris will be calling the lift home during this match.
So little do you guys know that translates to Chris also is picking Jinder Mahal, but doesn't have it in him to say it.
Stop it. Stop telling the people what I'm doing.
All right. So I don't want to end on the negative note of Jinder Mahal winning the title this weekend. So it is the talk of the wrestling world right now. And I know I personally watched it. I did send you guys the ability to watch it. I don't know if any of you guys watched it, but we had Kenny Omega versus Kazuki Okada for the IWGP World Title at Dominion 2017 on this past weekend, and oh my god, this was the best match I've ever seen, and it is better than their match at Wrestle Kingdom 11. It is a little bit different, but dear God, was this match amazing. And if you don't want spoilers for this, because I know it's harder to watch, go ahead and tune out now. That's totally fine, but I want to talk about this.
Okay,
I mean, we're talking Omega Okada too, y'all.
So, did you guys get a chance to watch it? I know I sent it to you, but I don't know if you got the chance to watch it.
I got to see
I
that.
have not. I feel like we should leave this as a total tease.
That's it for the Average Guys Pro Wrestling Podcast tonight. I've been Zach. Josh and Chris have been here with me. Josie somehow got lost, just like the Universal Champion. He should be back next week. If you enjoyed
I
the
heard a promo about it that he's coming back.
Oh, no.
Yeah. If you guys enjoyed the show, please check us out on Facebook.com/AverageGuysPro. Drop us a like there. You get all the fun things that we post, as well as links whenever our podcast goes live. If you would like early access to our podcast, you can check us out on Patreon.com/AverageGuys. All you have to do is contribute $1 a month, and that'll get you access to the show early, as well as additional content like the aforementioned article Chris wrote this week on the terrible mic skills of the ravishing Russian Lana.
So bad.
I mean, you get all this content and more, including, stuff and things. I don't know what we're going to put out. Might be a little bit of videos of Chris crying in his sleep about Jinder Mahal, world champion.
I gave you a key for safety reasons.
Yeah. We have video now.
Before...
And who knows? We might end up changing up our prediction sheets to where somebody who gets last place ends up getting punishments, and we'll record and film those.
Oh, shit.
Who knows? You don't know what you're going to get, but $1 a month gets you this content and more.
Early access.
Early
well.
access.
One more thing before we cut out. I want to send a special shout out to the artist who created the new Average Guys logo, Rhiannon Alvarado. Pretty great. She's also on Patreon. I believe hers is... She's at patreon.com/Rockwell_light. Check her out. She's awesome. All right, guys. I think that's the end of the Average Guys Pro Wrestling Podcast, episode 7. We've made it this far. Let's not stop.